Good day. Welcome to Lawyer Up by NDV Law. This is Attorney Nikki de Vega, Managing Partner of Nicolas and de Vega Law Offices. In today's video, I will teach you how to conduct due diligence in the Philippines. In this diverse society, it is inevitable that at one point in our lives, we still have to conclude or close deals with strangers. Although in an ideal world trust should be sufficient, it is difficult, if not outright dangerous, to rely solely on good faith. Whether we're hiring an employee or buying land, contracting out work, or closing a contract, it is necessary that we conduct our own due diligence or investigation of the person that we're dealing with. Due diligence is a precautionary measure conducted before concluding business with another. It can simply refer to investigating the background of a person or company to ensure that such entities are trustworthy. Thus, before buying land, the buyer usually conducts due diligence on the land, and the seller, or in hiring employees, the employer investigates in the background of the applicant. Before signing a contract, both parties conduct due diligence on each other. Due diligence is very important because it seeks to pacify the parties on uncertainties concerning the transaction. It ensures that everything is above board and the transaction will go on smoothly without troubles ensuing from third parties, encumbrances, or other factors which will militate against the adherence of the parties to the contract. In view of the numerous scams, deceits, due diligence has become commonplace in any business transaction. In hiring an employee, most employers require the NBI or National Bureau of Investigation clearance to determine if an applicant has pending cases. Furthermore, employers call up the references cited in the applicant's resume to know more about the applicant's past employment history. This is very important because it enables the employer to discern why the applicant left his previous employment. If an employee was fired, say, because of grave misconduct or theft, then it would be wise for an employer to shy away from hiring such applicant. Improper resignation can also be a red flag for the employer because under existing labor laws, an employee should give 30 days prior notice to the employer before resigning. When it comes to contracts, most parties conduct due diligence on each other. If one is dealing with a corporation, it is necessary to ensure that the corporation is legitimate. One can go to the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC to check the articles of incorporation and other corporate documents. It is also highly recommended to read the latest general information sheet of the company to determine the present stockholders and the directors. These documents are essential since contracts entered into by a corporation must be supported by a corresponding board resolution and secretary certificate. However, when you're dealing with a sole proprietorship, it would be best to ask for the DTI or Department of Trade and Industry Certificate of Registration from the other party, in addition to the business permit and the BIR registration. Moreover, if you're verifying the trademark of a company, the website of the IPO, Intellectual Property Office, is instructive. If you're dealing with a lawyer such as me, you can go to the Supreme Court website to check if the person is indeed a lawyer. For engineers, architects, dentists, and other professions, you can go to the website of the Professional Regulatory Commission or PRC or visit their central office to verify if indeed an individual is a licensed professional. The traditional Google search can also yield results. A person's Facebook, LinkedIn, or various social media pages can tell you something about the person's disposition. Moreover, asking for feedback from people who know the contracting party is helpful. This is common in supply contracts since the reliability and trustworthiness of the supplier is primordial in such transactions. When buying land, due diligence on the seller and the land itself is a must. Do not rely solely on the title furnished by the seller. One must conduct his own investigation by going to the Land Registration Authority or LRA and verify the title himself. The LRA has microfilms of land titles in the Philippines. Although this is still a work in progress, most land titles are already in their database. If the title is not in the LRA, you can visit the Register of Deeds where the land is located. A personal verification is of utmost importance to determine if there are liens or encumbrances on the property. One must also ascertain if the land is subject of litigation. Sadly, in the Philippines, we do not have a central database of pending cases for all courts. One must have to go to each and every city to determine if there is a pending case. Thus, it is usual to go to the Office of the Executive Clerk of Court of the Regional Trial Courts and the Office of the Clerk of Court of the Municipal Trial Court, where the land is located and where the seller resides. It is also necessary to visit the Office of the City Prosecutor to ascertain if the seller has pending criminal cases or is subject of preliminary investigation before the prosecutor. Pertinently, one must also personally conduct an ocular inspection of the land to see if there are occupants, lessees, or informal settlers. It must be noted that the buyer is obliged to respect the existing lease on the property. More importantly, one cannot just forcefully evict the occupants therein, but must instead lodge the necessary unlawful detainer or forcible entry case before the courts. Well, if this video has been helpful, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. You can also visit our website, ndvlaw.com, to learn more about legal matters in the Philippines. Again, this is Atty. Nikki de Vega, Managing Partner of Nicolas and de Vega Law Offices. And thank you for watching Lawyer Up by NDV Law.